Welcome back to Keeps Hot Takes on this beautiful Friday. It's starting to warm up outside and the sun's wanting to come out a little bit. So today's gonna be a great day on Keeps Hot Takes. Yeah, I've missed y'all so much over the last year. I've been busy with school and it's prevented me from doing the show that I love bringing to y'all every week. So um, yeah, I just can't wait to get back into doing this and edit this tonight and have it out to you by tomorrow afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock. So yeah, I'll be out of school till February, so hopefully every week I can bring y'all a new episode with my hot takes on various sports and different leagues like college, NFL, etc. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump into it. And to start out today, I'm gonna predict two college matchups. Unfortunately, a bunch of the college matchups I was planning to pick on for this weekend. A lot of them got canceled, like the game between Michigan. That's the name of their rivalry. The game because it's like a big game, even though I don't even know the last time Michigan has won the game. So yeah, that was one of them, and Washington, Oregon, um, got canceled, both because of COVID reasons. Michigan was having a uptake. They were having a rise in COVID cases, so they were like, yeah, this is not going to be safe to play. And Washington, apparently, they weren't going to have 53 players available, so they pulled the plug on their game, and that kind of cost Oregon because I think Washington will win the North now without them playing that game. It's going to be a no contest. So I found two that I'm really intrigued by, and ironically enough, they come on at the same time. So the first one is the Navy Army game. This year it's gonna be at West Point, I guess because of COVID or whatnot. I really not sure why it's on Army's campus this year. It's normally in Philadelphia and Lincoln Financial Field, like a neutral site. So I went with Army in this game, even though Navy is 7-3 in their last 10 matchups. For the simple fact, um, in their last 5 games, Navy's 1-4, Army's 4-1, and Navy just seems to be having a down year this year. And yeah, I think Army's just a better team this year. And yeah, I cannot wait to watch this game. Both teams have some sweet uniforms. I'll show y'all when I put it together. I'll find it on Twitter or something like that, and I'll show y'all the sweet uniforms both teams are wearing. That is one of the favorite things I look forward to every year with this game. Besides the game, is the uniforms. They always have some sick uniforms, and yeah, I really just look forward to this game. It should be a good one. It always is, and yeah, I'm rocking with Army in this one. And the next one, which has some bowl implications involved in it, is number 17 North Carolina visiting number 10 Miami. Sorry about that. That was the school system calling. Um, they call these once a day at the worst times. I clear. But anyways, yeah. So like I was saying, number 17 North Carolina visiting number 10 Miami. It's being reported that the winner of this game probably will represent the ACC in the Orange Bowl, since Clemson and Notre Dame, who play next week for the ACC championship, they'll most likely, unless Clemson loses again, the winner of this game will represent the ACC in the Orange Bowl. I mean, if Clemson loses again next week, I don't know. Would they still be in the college football playoffs? I don't think so. So maybe if Clemson loses, they'll play in this game. But I'll save that for next week. How I think part two will go between Clemson and Notre Dame. Back to this game. I'm taking North Carolina in this game. North Carolina leads the all-time series 12-11. It's really competitive. Usually, every time they play, the games are really good. I know last year, I think I got it in my notes. Let me see. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, last year North Carolina. That I thought that was the final score, 28-25 last year. It was a classic. Miami, however, though, has won two of the last three meetings. Both teams have some offensive firepower. If you look at North Carolina, Sam Howell, the running back duo of Michael Carter, and what's the other guy? Yeah, Javonte Williams. What a running back duo. Both of those guys are going to go over 1,000 yards. That is crazy. Sam Howell, he'll finish with 3,000. That he is a stud. And you look at some of his receivers, Dommy Brown, Daz Newsome. So, and then you look at Miami, they got De'Aaron King, Cameron Harris, Michael Harley. What's the other guy's name? I wrote it down. Yeah, Mark Pope. So both teams have weapons. I could really see this being a high scoring game. Miami has the better defense, of course. North Carolina's defense can be scored on and scored on a lot. So I could really see this being a high scoring game. And I'm going to take North Carolina in this game. They've had some bad losses this year. Of course, to Florida State, Virginia, but I just think North Carolina wants to end their regular season on a high note, and I think they'll pull out this victory in a very close, high scoring game. If you like offense, I will watch this game. And before I go to the NFL matchups, I wanted to throw in a matchup here. North Carolina Central visits North Carolina tomorrow, at 2 o'clock. North Carolina Central is replacing Elon, who basically put their program on pause. So they were originally supposed to play North Carolina yesterday. I think it was it was at 3. It was supposed to be at 3 o'clock yesterday, but Elon has paused their program until they can get their COVID situation in order. So North Carolina Central, we appreciate y'all for stepping in. Like I was telling my friends, we won't really learn much from this game because obviously North Carolina is the better team. But like I was telling my friends, North Carolina is a young team. They have 7 freshmen on their team who didn't get the normal preseason camp. They didn't get the normal, exhibition games, secret scrimmages. All that was taken away, unfortunately. So a game like this, before you play a very good Ohio State team next Saturday, is a game where you can kind of get some valuable game reps, kind of iron out some things. So that's all we'll really learn from that game. I'm really looking forward to this game tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Fox Sports South. Yeah, Fox Sports South. So of course, no, I think North Carolina's gonna win. I'm a huge fan of North Carolina Central coach Lavelle Moton. He always posts some great inspirational quotes on Twitter and stuff like that, and he's one of my favorite coaches to watch in college basketball and pull for. So yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the NFL games because that's what we're really here for. So first matchup is the Houston Texans visiting the Chicago Bears. Um, Let me pull it down. So both teams haven't been great this year. To be nice, to put it nicely. But I think Deshaun Watson is going to go in there and make the Chicago Bears. He's going to show them what they're missing, and obviously they took Mitchell Trubisky. Was it number 2? Over Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. And obviously, we didn't know how good Patrick Mahomes was going to be coming out of college because, he's putting up all these gaudy numbers, but his team around him was trash. But I really didn't know much about Patrick Mahomes until he went to the Chiefs and he's been balling out and stuff like that. But I took the Texans in this matchup, and I just think the Bears have a whole lot of issues that they won't get fixed anytime soon. Mostly it's on the offense. I really think they missed Tariq Cohen, who's like their dynamic back. He obviously got hurt on a punt return earlier this year, and they haven't been the same since he's got hurt. They're really pass heavy because they don't have a run game. They're running receivers at running back. It's just a hot mess. And yeah, I think the Texans just are barely the better team here. So I'm going to go with the Texans in that matchup. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh boy, these are two really bad teams. And I just think that the Cowboys, if they're going to have any chance of, coming back in that division, um, I just really think that they need to win this game, and they probably need to win out and hope that the Giants lose at least three of their last four, and hope Washington loses three of their last four, and the Cowboys win out. So I'm taking the Cowboys. We'll just focus on this week for right now. I'm taking the Cowboys in this matchup. I think they're just a better team, and I think that they're going to play well for Andy Dalton, who's having his homecoming game against the Bengals. He was there for quite a while. I think it was about 10, 11 years, I think. And yeah, I just think he's going to play well in this homecoming game. The Cowboys should feed Zeke. The Bengals are really bad against the run, and I think Zeke could have a breakout day against the Bengals. Apparently, he's playing with a calf bruise. That's something to watch. But yeah, I just think the Cowboys are the better team, and I think that they're really desperate, especially after the way that they looked Tuesday night. That was hard to watch. Apparently, Mike McCarthy was talking to them about effort, and we're in the middle of December. Never a good sign. Never a good sign, guys. But yeah, I think they'll win this week. Next, why don't we move on to one of the best games of the week, which is the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Miami Dolphins. Oh man, this is gonna be a great matchup. I'm taking the Chiefs here just for the simple fact they're battling with Pittsburgh for that number one seed, and I really think that they're gonna want to win this game, just so that they can keep pace with Pittsburgh. Um, so yeah, I think the Dolphins. I think their defense will give Patrick Mahomes some challenges. They have two lockdown corners on the outside. They can get pressure on you, and they're a really good defensive team. So I'll be interested to see how much they can affect Patrick Mahomes. I know their coach was joking around saying he wished they could have 14 people on the field against Patrick Mahomes and them. That was funny. So yeah, I'm gonna rock with the Chiefs here. Both teams have been playing really well lately. Chiefs 5-0 in their last five. Dolphins 4-1. So both teams really good. All right. Next we have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the New York Giants. Hold on, let me pull my notes down a little bit. Yeah. So ever since Kyler Murray had that Hail Mary play, they haven't been very good. I think they've lost three in a row since then. Excuse me. And yeah, I really think they're desperate for a win. I think they're still in the playoffs barely. They're hanging on for dear life. Minnesota's hot on their trail. And I just think the Cardinals are going to win this game. They need this game more. I know the Giants have been playing better, but I think the Cardinals just find a way to win just because they need this game more. And the Giants, yeah, they've been playing much better, but I think the Cardinals just need this game much, much more than the Giants do. Because the Giants are in a bad division, so they can afford to lose one. So, yeah. Next, we have a wild card battle here between the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, I'm taking Tampa Bay here. They've really struggled lately, and I think they really just need a win. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks here. I just think that they've lost two straight home games. I know, and yeah, I just think they really, 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 really need a win. And the Vikings have been playing much better, coming off their bye. The only loss was to the Cowboys. Yikes. But um, if the Bucks can take away Dalvin Cook, excuse me, I think they have a great chance to win this game. I think They have to get pressure on Kirk Cousins because when you get pressure on Kirk Cousins, he can kind of come unglued, kind of. So I think that would be a big key for that game. Next, we have the Denver Broncos visiting the Carolina Panthers. I took the Panthers originally because of Christian McCaffrey. Now, come to find out he's not playing, but I'm gonna still rock with the Panthers just because Drew Lock is really, really bad. And I think the Panthers will win an ugly game. Yeah, and unfortunately, if you live here in North Carolina, we'll get Panthers Broncos instead of Chiefs and Miami. Oh my god! I don't know. I'm so sleepy. Excuse me. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. This is gonna be probably a really ugly game. It may be high scoring because both teams have some firepower on offense, but yeah, I hate we're gonna get this game instead of Chiefs and Miami. But it is what it is. I'm taking the Panthers though. So yeah, next we have the Tennessee Titans visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm taking Tennessee here. Jacksonville is trying to tank for a quarterback. So yeah, I think Tennessee's gonna win this game. Jacksonville's been playing better lately, but I just think Tennessee's the better team. So that's who I'm gonna take in this matchup. Um, Next we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders. Huge, huge, huge game. I'll show y'all when I put my show together. When I edit it, how crucial this game is for the Las Vegas Raiders. Especially if they end up with the same record, it goes down to tiebreakers. Teams you played against, stuff like that. And the Colts, I think they're the either the sixth or seventh seed right now. And the Raiders, they survived the Jets after Greg Williams blew that game doing the zero blitz. If you don't know what a zero blitz is, it's where you don't have nobody in the middle of the field. It's 1-on-1. You send 7, 8 guys, and you hope they can get home to the quarterback. And if they don't, you're likely screwed. And the Jets were screwed. Ruggs up the seam on a non-route, stop and go. And I don't know why the safety thought he was gonna go on a go or on a comeback or anything like that. Looking at the time, yeah, I just don't know. But they survived that, and now I think they'll get a huge home victory against the Colts because they really need it. They can't afford to lose this game after having bad losses like against the Falcons. So yeah. Next, we have the New York Jets visiting the Seattle Seahawks. This is where my bold prediction comes in. And before I get into that, real quick, so this season, some new things that are going to happen. Every week, I'm going to have a bold prediction, upset of the week, and lock of the week. So this is where my bold. Okay, that looks much better light wise. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. But yeah, like I was saying, this is where my bold prediction comes in. Obviously, we know Seattle has been struggling lately. Russell Wilson has not been playing good lately because if you look, 2-3 in their last 5, and obviously we know the Jets are tanking for Trevor Lawrence. So my bold prediction: Russell Wilson will bounce back this week and he will throw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns in a big win against the Jets. Write it down. And yeah, obviously I'm taking Seattle here. The Jets do not want to win, even though it seems like their players do, but obviously their front office and stuff, they do not want them to win. So yeah, they want Trevor Lawrence really, really bad. So yeah, next we have we have the Green Bay Packers visiting the Detroit Lions. I'm taking the Packers here, just for the simple fact they're the better team. And yeah, I just think the Packers are the better team, and oh, excuse me, and I think they'll find a way to win this one. So yeah, next we have the New Orleans Saints visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. This is my lock of the week. Doom, doom. um, so yeah, I'm taking the Saints here. The Eagles have a whole lot of problems that they're not going to get fixed, especially against the best team in the NFC. Doug Peterson doesn't want to run the ball, even though I think doing my prep for this, I saw where Miles Sanders he averages like 5 yards per carry, and yet they don't want to run the ball. And Carson Wentz has struggled. He's been, god awful. And now they're going with Jalen Hurts this week. Yikes. I don't think I would have thrown Jalen Hurts into this game. But coach says they need a spark. They've obviously lost 4 in a row. The Saints are red hot. I think I'm going to take the Saints here. And this will probably close the Eagles' chances to win the division. Like I said, I don't think they'll win another game until possibly January. I tweeted that a couple weeks ago. Just looking at their schedule, they got the Cardinals coming up, Dallas, who probably wants a little payback, and then they'll close with the Redskins at home. So we'll see if they're able to squeak out a win in any of those games. But I definitely don't think it's gonna happen this week. All right, so if you like offense, this will probably be the game for you. Um, the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. I took the Falcons here. I could obviously see this game being very, 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 very high scoring. Both of these teams have lots of weapons on offense. I know Julio's not supposed to play, but I think these teams could light up the scoreboard if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I definitely think the Falcons are playing better. The Chargers, I hate they're not playing well for Anthony Lynn, and he probably will get fired, unfortunately. So yeah, that's just real unfortunate. But Justin Herbert's been playing out of his mind. I think he'll have another big game against the Falcons defense, who is okay at times. They seem to be playing better ever since they got rid of Dan Quinn, but I still think the Falcons will win this game. So next we have the Washington football team visiting the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously this game is not happening in where did they play? Santa Clara, California, because of the COVID restrictions going on there with sports because of the COVID-19. So they're playing in Glendale, Arizona, in the Cardinals Stadium. And originally, I had the Washington football team, but I just saw where Anthony Gibson is not expected to play, and that changed my mind. Because he's a lot of what they want to do. And I think the 49ers are going to try to establish the run game because that's what Kyle Shanahan wants to do. He does not want Nick Mullins throwing it 30 times. So I think the 49ers are going to establish themselves on the ground. And I think they're going to get a much needed win, even though I don't think they'll make the playoffs. But, I don't think they're out of it yet. So, yeah, I think the 49ers will get a much needed win. So yeah. Next we have the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the Bills here. Josh Allen is the real deal. If you look at their offense with Cole Beasley, Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, McKenzie, who had the nice touchdown the other night against the 49ers on Monday Night Football. When seemed like the 49ers had a little miscommunication. So, yeah, I'm just taking the Bills. I think the Steelers, I know they're supposed to get James Conner back, but will they be committed to running the ball? I just don't know if they are, and that's why I'm just taking the Bills because um, Steelers just have a lot of issues they need to get worked out, and I just don't know if they're gonna get them fixed by Sunday. And obviously, the loss of Bud Dupree showed to be huge. Um, because it just didn't seem like they could get a lot of pressure on Alex Smith, and obviously I think that has a lot to do with them doubling and triple teaming T.J. Watt now because he doesn't have Bud Dupree on the other side. So yeah, I just think the Bills are the better team right now, and I think the Steelers will drop their second in a row. So lastly, my upset of the week. I don't really know if this is considered the upset of the week. But I'm gonna call it my upset of the week because the last time the Ravens and the Browns played, the Browns manhandled the Brown. I mean, excuse me, the Ravens manhandled the Browns, and I think the Browns want a little revenge. And I don't know this for sure, but I feel like if the Browns win this game, that I feel like they should clinch a playoff spot because they'll have 10 wins, but maybe not. But they'll be 10-3, and that should be pretty close, if not already clinching a playoff spot. It should be pretty close to clinching one. So, um, yeah, um, yeah, I'm just taking the Browns here. Lamar and them obviously seem to get their mojo back, but the Browns have to force Lamar to pass the ball. I don't know if y'all were watching the other night, but when Lamar actually passed the ball, it wasn't pretty most times. He was throwing at guys' feet, overthrowing guys. It was just hard to watch. So I feel like the Browns are going to have to make uh, Lamar beat them with his arm and not his legs. And Myles Garrett and whoever their other end is, you can't rush up the field. You have to funnel Lamar in. You got to keep him in the pocket because when he gets out to the outside, he can be dangerous and he can make plays happen. So they have to make Lamar beat them with his arm, and they have to contain him in the pocket. Those will be the biggest keys to that game. And obviously, I'm taking the Browns because they're my upset of the week. And yeah, I just feel real confident that they're going to run the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and then they're going to play action off of that. And Baker's going to be slinging it all over the field. The Higgins, Jarvis, and Guakwe, and his other weapons. So yeah, so that does it for today's show. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to put this together for y'all. Hopefully, so I originally did this on Tuesday, I think, and then it was gonna be really long. And then my last video that I needed for my show, it didn't want to load up. So I'm gonna try this again. And hopefully it works this time because I worked really, really hard on this. So yeah, so thank y'all, like, subscribe. I'll put all my socials at the end so y'all can follow me. DM me if you want to tell me your picks, anything you didn't like, and just tell me anything you want me to talk about on the show next week. I will gladly. And yeah, until next week, see y'all. Have a great weekend. If you do go outside, remember to put your mask on, stay 6 feet apart. And yeah, just stay safe out here, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah, look, hey, they say Lou don't come around no more, he changing.